What's going on, you guys? Ryan Quillen here, also known as the Medicine Man, and it has been a little while since I put out an episode of Gods and Monsters, just because I've been indulging in the spring festivities, but time for me to do exactly that for you guys, and thank you once again for being patient and waiting on me. Well, this class build is called the Hades class. Now, Hades was the eldest brother of Poseidon and Zeus. Now, typically the eldest brother, gets rights to the land and, gets first dibs on everything in Greek mythology, but Hades was actually duped into taking over the underworld while Zeus had domain over the sky, Poseidon, the sea, and yeah, as you can tell, Hades got the short end of the stick. But, I mean, look at my character. He looks like he is the lord of the underworld. But as y'all know, that looks aren't everything in Monster Hunter World unless you actually have the strength to back it up. Well, this class does exactly that. Now, I know everybody is really into their Devil Joe weapons, so I thought I'd make a class with a lot of dragon, a lot of power, and a lot of looks on top of that. So, let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of the build itself, shall we? Okay, first off, let's see what we were working with. Oh, I love how all the fireworks started going off. First off, we have the Terror Tyrannus, which is the Switch Axe from Devil Joe. And that has... let's see what we got here. And that has originally 180 Dragon Elemental damage, but with 2 dragon boosters that I get from the Death Stench Bells, I have plus 50. It says plus 60, but it maxes out at 230, so it's plus 50 dragon elemental damage. Now, for the Nergigante helm, it gives you 2 levels of maximum might. For the Devil Joe chest, I have 1 level of speed eating and 1 level of handicraft to put me in white sharpness. For the Valhazak braces, I have peak performance and 3 single slot decorations. For the Death Stench Bells, as stated, I have 2 levels of dragon attack. And for the Xenojiva spurs, this one's actually interchangeable if y'all wish it to be so. But I do have flinch free, because when you're doing your wild chop, the last thing you want to do, especially if a monster is down, is for a dual blader or katana user to mess up your combo. Not fun. So that's where I get the 1 level flinch free to negate that. Now, as far as the decorations in their entirety, let's see what we got. This is actually a really easy class to make, because one of the last classes I did make was the Nirvana class, and unless you're extremely lucky with your grind, that one is nearly impossible to make. But as stated in that other video, it is one of the best support classes. And y'all saw it in my video, Nirvana versus Devil Joke. Like, he fell asleep at least a few times, and we just destroyed him. Like, he was a joke. Now, for this class, I have 2 levels of Grinder Jewels combined with my Sharp Jewel. Now, that'll only take 2 cycles off of my sharpening, and it'll keep my white sharpness for as long as possible. Very nice to have these comboed together, and of course my 3 levels of vitality to get me up to my max health, 3 expert jewels, and my 1 attack jewel. Now, my 1 attack jewel will push my attack into the level 4 affinity, so I'll get plus 5, and plus all these expert jewels will get me up to 0% affinity. Now, at 0% affinity, at its basis, whenever you're doing an attack like the Wild Swing that drains your stamina, you will not have the ability to use maximum might. As you see, I have 2 levels of maximum might, so that's plus 20 affinity right now. But whenever I'm doing my Wild Chop, I will be at 0% affinity, so I will not get any damage reductions whenever maximum might is not being used, which is great to have with a Devil Joe weapon. That, plus the other way I was able to get my affinity up to 0, of course, was to augment my weapon. So now the way I did augment my weapon was I have 1 affinity boost for the 10% and the health regain, so I'm automatically healing every time I do a chop. It's health regain works wonderfully with every weapon, but especially the switch axes, because I mean you're constantly hitting for pretty good damage. On top of that, you see I have High Dragon, and it's just a great class to have. It's so much fun, and not only that, your character looks like a boss. I mean, come on. And I guess that about explains it for this class. Very easy to make. I would highly suggest y'all try it. Once again, this has been Ryan Quaylen, also known as the Medicine Man, and once again, you guys, thank you for being patient. I usually stay on top of it when it comes to putting out videos, you know, whether it's explaining certain details of the game or actually putting god tier classes, but as stated, I've just been in the events, like deep in the events, like quicksand, you know, and I got all my, from the 5 regional events where you get the small crowns and the large crowns. I've gotten all of those. The only crowns I need left are a large Kieran and a small Black Diablos, and I will have the Conqueror of the New World. So once again, y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you for the time, you guys. Enjoy this class as much as I have, because I'm not typically a switch axe player, but this class has me addicted. Like, it's so much fun to just destroy anything with this class. And of course the High Dragon element and the damage and just the way he looks. I mean, it's amazing. There's nothing not to like about this class. Now, let me take that off so you can see my pretty face, of course. Well, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all next time. Out.